Christians remain the most persecuted group in the entire world. Right now, over 150 countries all across the globe persecute, torture, and round up Christians and their family members. Not only that, but over in China, in some cities and provinces in the area, the government and leading officials are offering money for people to turn in both foreign and domestic missionaries. The number of countries that persecute Christians isn't decreasing. In fact, it's increased significantly over the years. So if you think you're exempt from persecution as a Christian, you've got another thing to think about, because one day it could arrive at our doorstep. In fact, it's already here in the form of censorship. But before I get into that report, I want to give a quick shout out to my partner at TrumpCoin2020.com. Right now, they have this amazing offer where you can get this America the Beautiful coin, and you can see it here. It's 5 ounces of 0.999% silver, in addition to the Trump coin that is 0.999% silver. Right now, they have an amazing offer just for you guys, and you can get $25 off using the code LisaHaven25. So check it out today at TrumpCoin2020.com. So let's start first with what's happening in China, where Christians are getting tormented and killed and round up to re-education centers for their faith. Now, the report that I'm about to show you details some of the things and the most recent things that are happening. Take a look at this article on AsianHarvest.org titled, China Update, a message from the church in China. Now, this is a letter written from the church in China to us here in America. But this is some of the things that they detail is happening to them in China. First, thousands of churches continue to be closed down. Second, persecution is spreading to not only cities, but spreading, and increasingly so, to small towns and villages. Third, many house church leaders have gone missing, or basically round up to re-education camps or killed. 4, government-registered 3 self-churches are undergoing fiery trial. Video cameras with facial recognition technology have been placed behind pulpits facing the congregation and on the walls above church entrances. Scripture posters have been forcibly removed from the walls of many churches and replaced with portraits of President Xi Jinping or the national flag. 5, children ministries have been banned. Children are being encouraged to tell on their classmates if they are involved in religious activities. 6, local initiatives have been launched in an attempt to stop the growth of Christianity. One example here is in the city of Guangzhou. The authorities announced they pay 10,000 won, that's about $1,500 of US dollars, to Chinese citizens who disclose the name of any missionary, foreign or Chinese, who work in their city. And 7, in some provinces with the largest numbers of Christians, authorities have issued papers entitled Christianity, the Enormous Harm on China's Society, and finally, the massive shortage of Bibles. This is just a small pinch of what's happening to our brothers and sisters over in China. Imagine citizens being offered what is the equivalent of $1,500 here in the US to turn in a foreign missionary, that would be even an American missionary, or a Chinese missionary to the government there in China. Not only that, but disappearing pastors and leaders, disappearing. Members, churches being burned is another thing you're going to see, which wasn't on the list, but yes, that is happening. And then churches that are submitted to the government or government-run churches are having all their congregants filmed on camera. Hey, you know, a version of that is happening here in the US. Did you know that Facebook scours your profile and labels you a conservative or not? Labels you libertarian or some kind of political view? Yes, they have a profile. And yes, Facebook has your face scan in addition to that. But this is something that's already being implemented to our brothers and sisters in China. Here's just a few other articles on Christian persecution in China. ChristianPost.com. China raids another Christian church, detains many worshipers, says a report. FoxNews.com. Chinese Christians jailed for faith. They memorize their Bible because guards can't take away what's hidden in their heart. ACLJ.org. 27 Christians in China were sentenced up to 13 years imprisonment for sharing the gospel. That's a lot of persecution. Imagine the social credit score of a Christian in China. I guarantee you, many are not allowed to fly, send their kids to good schools, even have good dates on dating apps. These are the kinds of things that they're restricted for. But you know what? China doesn't stop with just Christians. They're also persecuting the Falun Gong and Uyghur Muslims. Take a look at this article on AlJazeera.com. Escaping from Xinjiang, Muslim Uyghurs speak of China persecution. WashingtonPost.com. Uyghurs fled persecution in China. Now Beijing's harassment has followed them to Australia. CNN.com. Thousands of Muslims detained in China under political education camps. News.ntd.com. Undercover footage reveals heartbreaking persecution of Falun Gong practitioners in China's labor camps. TheGuardian.com. China's Falun Gong crackdown. The persecution is almost underground. Unfortunately, many religions right now are getting persecuted in China. But that said, as I stated in the beginning of this video, Christianity remains the most persecuted group in the entire world. And Christians being persecuted in multiple countries is increasing, not decreasing every year. Last year, I believe it was 144 countries that persecuted Christians. This year, that number now exceeds 150. Imagine what next year and the following year and the following year bring. It is going to increase. Let me show you something on opendoors.com. Take a look at this article, Christian Persecution by the Numbers. And now this was published January of this year. Here's some of those numbers. 254 million. In the top 50 World Watch List countries alone, 245 million Christians in the world experience high levels of persecution in their choice to follow Christ. 1 in 9 Christians worldwide experience high levels of persecution. 14%. The rise in the number of Christians in the top 50 countries in the 2019 World Watch List who experience high levels of persecution. 4,136 Christians have been killed for faith-related reasons in the top 50 WWL countries. 2,625 Christians have been detained without trial, arrest, sentence, and imprisonment in those top 50 countries. 1,266 churches or Christian buildings attacked in those top countries. 7 out of 9 in 7 of the countries in the World Watch List, the top 10 are the primary cause of persecution is Islamic oppression. 11 countries scoring in an extreme level for their persecution of Christians. 5 years ago, North Korea was the only one. Now there are 5. Consecutive years, North Korea has ranked number 1 as the world's most dangerous place. That's 18 years in a row. But you see, it just used to be North Korea. Now we have 5 countries that are labeled extreme. We have 144 going to 150 countries that persecute Christians. I see more Christian persecution each and every single day. That is what I wanted to highlight in today's report. Why not start accepting migrants who are actually experiencing persecution and allowing them in and allowing them aid? You see, unfortunately, that's not what's happening. It's just criminals and anyone who wants to come across the border is allowed in. Why don't we help someone who actually needs it? Both the Christians and the Uyghur Muslims and the Falun Gong. But unfortunately, Christians are the least let in here in the United States of America. Anyhow, wanted to bring you the latest on all of that. I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to the channel. As you know, this is the main way to follow me here, or please go to my website and subscribe there. That way, if anything happened here, you are kept in the loop. Go to lisahaven.news and subscribe to my newsletter there, or also subscribe to my backup channel on YouTube, which is in the description box below. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.